I grew up with the sound of gospel hymns in my ears. I slept beside a worn-out Bible under my pillow. And I believed, with all my heart, that I was destined to become a great woman of God. Until the day I discovered that the blood flowing through my veins wasn't holy. It was cursed.
Hi. My name is Baby T, and I tell the craziest, wildest stories you've ever heard. So you better like this video and subscribe right now, before I go and tell my mama about you. What are you waiting for? Let's get back to the story.
My name is Esther. I was raised in a small Pentecostal church deep in a rural village somewhere in the motherland. The church was my home, my school, and my family. My earliest memory is of me sitting on my foster mother's lap, watching people speaking in tongues as the Spirit of God moved through the church like a whirlwind. My foster parents, Mommy Esther, everyone called her that, and Papa Elijah, were the spiritual heads of the church. They weren't my real parents, but I didn't know that at the time. All I knew was love. Love coated in discipline, fasting, and morning devotions. By age 9, I was already leading the children's choir. By 12, I could preach fire and brimstone sermons that made grown men cry. People used to say I was anointed from the womb. A special child. Chosen. But I had dreams. Strange dreams. Dreams of fire. Of people with eyes like coal. Of a man who stood in my dreams dressed in black robes, always standing just at the edge of the shadows. And whenever I woke up from those dreams, something terrible would happen the next day. Someone would die, or the church generator would catch fire, or Papa Elijah would fall ill. I was always told it was the devil attacking me because I was special. So I fasted and prayed harder. But the dreams never stopped. At 17, something changed. We were in the middle of a powerful Sunday service. The atmosphere was electric. People were rolling on the floor. A woman screamed out in tongues, and Papa Elijah asked me to lay hands on her. As I placed my hand on her head, she screamed in agony and passed out cold. The service ended abruptly. That night, Papa Elijah called me aside. He looked deeply troubled. Esther, what spirit did you touch today? I didn't understand what he meant. I thought he was proud of me. But instead, he banned me from laying hands on anyone again. The whispers started. Some people in church said I was too powerful for my own good. Others claimed I had a demonic spirit masking itself as holiness. One woman called me a spiritual mimic, whatever that meant. Even my best friend, Deborah, started avoiding me. That night, I had another dream. But this time, the man in black stepped into the light. He smiled and said, "The time is near. You cannot run from who you are." I woke up screaming. Everything changed when I turned 18. I was preparing to go to university. I had gotten admission to study mass communication. I thought my future was finally starting. But then, one afternoon, I overheard a conversation I wasn't meant to hear. Mommy Esther was talking to a strange man in her room. I heard her whisper, "We can't keep this up forever. She's starting to ask questions. If she ever finds out who her real parents are, we're all doomed." My heart froze. I ran. When I confronted her, she denied it. But her eyes told me everything. So I began to dig. I broke into Papa Elijah's room and found a locked drawer. Inside was a letter, brittle and yellow with age. It was addressed to me. It read, "My dearest daughter Esther, you were born under the blood moon in a forest in Kenya. Your mother was a high priestess in the Brotherhood of the Red Flame, a demonic cult that worships ancient spirits. She died the night you were born, during a ritual gone wrong. We took you away and tried to cleanse your soul with fire and scripture. But the spirit within you is not of this world." I dropped the letter. My hands trembled. I wasn't just adopted. I wasn't just different. I was cursed. From that night, I started seeing things. Shadows moved when no one was around. People's eyes glowed red when they spoke lies. I could hear people's thoughts, especially when they were angry. One night, while praying in church alone, I felt a presence behind me. I turned and saw the man from my dream standing at the altar. He spoke. "My child, why do you run? You were born for more than songs and fasting. Your blood is sacred to us. You are the bridge between both worlds. It's time you come home." He vanished. The next day, Papa Elijah told me they were sending me to a deliverance camp deep into a village for a 40-day fast. He said I needed to break the yoke of spiritual inheritance. But I knew what this really was. They were scared of me. At the deliverance camp, I wasn't treated like a daughter of the church. I was chained. Beaten. They poured oil on me until my skin blistered. They accused me of witchcraft. One pastor even tried to burn a scar cross into my back. I escaped on the 7th night. I ran through the forest barefoot, bleeding and crying. And that's when it happened. The man from my dreams appeared again. Only this time, he wasn't alone. A circle of robed figures surrounded me. They called me Ashura, the name my birth mother gave me. They said I was the last of our bloodline, the chosen one to awaken an ancient spirit that had been asleep for centuries. I screamed. But I didn't run. Somehow, deep down, it felt right. I made it to my city, broken and scared. I lived under an old bridge for 2 weeks before a woman named Linda found me and took me in. She wasn't a Christian. She believed in ancient gods and old stories. When I told her my dreams, she said one thing. "They've been waiting for you. You carry fire in your bones. Whether that fire will destroy or heal, that's your choice." I wept in her arms that night. I started seeing visions. I could predict accidents before they happened. I helped a woman find her missing son. I even healed a little girl with epilepsy by simply touching her head. Was this power evil? Was I the devil's child? Or was I simply a child of the unknown, rejected by the church because they couldn't control me? I began to write my story. And that story spread like wildfire. People who had been cast out of churches started reaching out. Witches, prophets, healers, even pastors in secret. They all had the same question. Who are you really, Esther? I didn't have the answer. Not yet. 1 year later, I returned to my old city. The church was dying. Attendance had dropped. Papa Elijah was frail. Mommy Esther was bedridden. When I entered, people gasped. Some knelt. Others ran. I wasn't there for revenge. I only wanted closure. Papa Elijah wept when he saw me. "We tried to save you. But maybe you were never meant to be saved, maybe you were meant to save us." I left my story, my manuscript, on the altar. And I walked away. Today, I live in a new city. I run a small foundation for spiritually displaced youth, kids rejected by churches or families for being different. Some call me a demon. Others call me a prophet. But I know who I am. I am Esther Ashura. Born of fire. Raised by fear. Shaped by truth. And I choose light. Even if it burns.